Hey, my name is Muhammad Ashir, and I am an international exchange student all the way from Pakistan in Entrepreneurship 340 Section D. And today I'm going to share my experience of this class and will try my best to explain some of the key concepts that I have learned in this class and the skills that I have developed. Before coming to United States and taking this class, I used to think of entrepreneurship as some kind of fancy practice that only rich businessmen do to get even richer overnight. And I assume that you need to have a certain kind of personality and be willing to risk all you have to be an entrepreneur. But this course made me realize that that is not correct. Entrepreneurship is a way of thinking and a way of acting, and it is a life skill that can be learned through practice. And through entrepreneurship, we all can make positive changes. For example, entrepreneurship can make me a better engineer who understands how to deliver value through my products. As an engineer, I always look for structured approach to concept. But as we have learned in this course that entrepreneurship is unstructured and complex. It is a method, not a process. And if we want to be good at it, we have to recognize its uncertain and unpredictable nature and learn to work with it with grit and creativity. As an entrepreneur, the first thing you have to do is to believe. Believe in your vision and believe in yourself. You have to connect dots where others just see dots. The concept of self leadership is life changing in this regard. By developing behavior focused strategies, you can influence and control your own behavior, your thinking, and your actions. We learned that entrepreneurship requires creativity, and creativity comes from being open to experience. After learning about this, I wanted to become creative. As this was my first time in the United States, I decided to do or try something new each day for the next 10 days. In those 10 days, I tried rock climbing, kayaking, baseball, and other fun stuff. And I definitely feel better and more creative after doing that. In the classroom, we learn to generate ideas and practice it. Initially, I used to come up with one-liner idea, but through practice, I learned to form my ideas more clearly, and my idea pivoted from being tech-centric to human-centric. I started to ask myself what people need, and then judge my idea on the basis of feasibility, viability, and desirability. I still remember how scared I was to go to random people in my dorm and interview them about my ideas. But I tried to use the empathy map that we learned in class and asked open ended questions. And conversations turned out to be so good that I made some good friends in the process. These interviews helped me to make more customer-centric business model. A business model describes how a venture will create, deliver, and capture value. It includes the offering, customers, infrastructure, and financial viability. We also learn to create an effective CVP, customer value proposition. One of the most significant things we learned in this class is the importance of networking and team building. Social capital is just as important as financial capital for your business, if not more. I believe the group activities, including the pitches that we did in the class, were very valuable lessons that showed us how crucial teamwork is for achieving your goals. As an engineer, I love prototypes. I love the process of making them and then optimizing them into final product. This course made me realize the importance of good experimentation and learning and adapting from them. But unlike scientists and engineers, entrepreneurs should use quicker and cheaper methods and improve through iteration rather than getting bogged down in scientific rigor. I had no prior business or economic experience, but this course taught me very well how to create revenue models and do marketing and different ways a company can generate profit. For example, I used to think that it's not possible to generate profits from small robots, but we used the learning to generate revenue model for our exoskeleton robot, and now I'm very confident that we can make profits when we start that business. Well, for me personally, the greatest lesson that I have learned in this class is to embrace my failures. I always have been afraid of failures throughout my life. This course made me realize that failure is not the opposite of success, but it is part of success. The process of intentional iteration involves intelligent failure that provides valuable lesson to not only be a better entrepreneur, but a better person. I was really moved by the video shown in class where that person intentionally get rejected for 30 days. I decided to do the same. I managed to get rejected 20 times in 13 days and I felt a real change in myself after that experience. These type of activities really developed some sort of grit in me. And as we learned in class, grit and resilience are the greatest predictor of achievement, not only in your business but anything that you do in your life. I realized the importance of overcoming obstacles in order to persevere towards achievement of long-term goals. We then moved on to the financial aspects of starting a business. We learned several bootstrapping strategies and also learned about crowdsourcing and crowdfunding and all the new opportunities that entrepreneurs have to launch their business with sites such as Kickstarter, Patreon, and several others gaining traction. But what do you do when you have established a business and want to grow it? Well, you go financing. The course taught us about equity financing, angel investors, venture capitalists, and many more. And I'm sure someday when I start my business, all this knowledge is going to come in handy. I am 21 and have never filed my taxes. I knew nothing about taxes and legal issues, but I think this course served as a good starting point to learn about them. I learned about legal structures, intellectual property, and other stuff. And on a side note, I actually used some of the knowledge learned in this course to win a debate in Seattle last month. I absolutely love the concept of social entrepreneurship. You are making a sustainable change and making money at the same time. That sounds like just the perfect thing to do. I actually want to start a career counseling organization back in Pakistan, and I can really apply the concept of social entrepreneurship to that as well. Oops, that was a lot of information. I love learning about all of this and I am loving talking about this. Now, to condense all my learning, my biggest takeaways are a whole new perspective about entrepreneurship and how it can change the world. I loved all the class activities and working in teams too. I learned not to worry about being successful and embrace my failures and work towards being significant.